nice music there, Louis.
Ah,
That's some nice music to relax.
yes, Mr. Dean Fraser, the best, Dean Fraser. Love it.
Wow. Make you want to curl up and relax.
Yeah, that's the
Love
idea.
it.
Rain or
Love it.
fall outside, so we have to relax the mind for a minute.
Man, we've been having some, well, we're in that season, but some breeder afternoon storms. And
Yes,
I tell you,
yes, that's for sure.
some
It's good
lightning.
though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But sometimes you have to run. Don't play with the Florida Lightning, people.
Mm-mm.
Yes,
Yeah, no, nothing to play with at all. Thank
that's
you all. Thank you all. Thank you for joining us again for another amazing edition of Caribbean Diaspora Vibes. My name is Donna Morton Morgan, and I am the president of Women of Culture, Inc., president of Caribbean American Diaspora. Uh, Women of Culture, Inc., we support women, children, and families affected by trauma, homelessness, and incarceration. So we're still supporting our second chance community, Caribbean diaspora, American diaspora. We're still supporting um, the community here, and we actually support certain children, certain communities in designated countries such as Jamaica, Haiti, and Trinidad. So
yeah.
we just want to always remind people that we are a nonprofit organization. All right. I'm also a real estate broker, life insurance broker in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, and Texas. Mindset and healthy lifestyle coach, true Jamaican.
Hmm.
Um, small businesses with big impact. That's what I like to say because, that's what we do. So, we're here to have an impact. I think, that's why we all have so many different jobs, Louis, because
Yes,
we
that is
we
true.
know that we have to make an impact in this world.
Leave a footprint, a
Leave a
handprint,
footprint.
something on this
Hmm.
earth before we leave. That's for sure.
Yes. When we are no longer here, people will still be speaking our names.
Yes, yes,
And that's
and
what
that's
it's
it
about.
intentionally uh,
Hmm.
for us, and we should all come to the table with that frame of mind, Donna.
Hmm.
Should all come to the table with, I want to leave an impact in this world. I am here to make a difference. I am here to do what my creator created me to do.
Yes, I
Once
love
you
it.
find your purpose, right? Once you find that
Hmm.
purpose in what we're doing. And if you're a real estate, if you're in whatever business, that is what you are here for. That is here when
Hmm.
you're here. We do it to the best of our ability. We do it with integrity. We do it with good standing, and we do it with guts and grits.
Yeah.
Amen.
I mean, we've been in the real estate business together, Louis, for
For a long time.
a
That is
long time.
long, long time.
We've
So I just want to
seen,
welcome
yeah,
everyone on the radio side as well, Donna. Just invite everybody to stay tuned with us. We have, as Donna said, we might go for 20 minutes to half an hour, but we're here. We're glad to be here. Another Caribbean Diaspora Vibes. And this evening, it's raining outside here as we broadcast in Kissimmee, Central Florida area. Some rain started, but nice evening we're expecting to have this evening. We just want to big up everyone and thank you for joining us. We have a special guest. We're going to talk to her and love her up later on. I am the program director for the CRR Radio Network and also a realtor in the state of Florida. So welcome everybody.
yeah, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Dr. Arlene is not here this evening. She had other engagements. She sends her
Okay.
love.
Yes, nice. All right. We miss you, doctor. Come back.
And Louis, I was saying, we've seen because people will touch base with us and say, "Oh, the market is this and that." Understand the real estate market is a cycle.
Yes.
Just don't freak out when you see, there's a slowdown. We were there with the
Hmm.
crash, 2008.
Correct.
we've been through it all. So if
Yes.
you're looking for experience, definitely Lois is in that Kissimmee, Poinciana, then
Mhm.
that area, Davenport, more central,
Right.
Orlando and north, like even DeLand, Deltona, Eustis, Mount Dora, etc.
Right. Right.
So, you know, we love
Look
what
us
we
up,
do.
call us up, look us
Yeah.
up, call us up, and let's do business together. I was talking just before we got on to our brethren, and we were talking about the tax credit that's coming, the
Mhm.
Santas. Governor of Florida put that in, and I am encouraging everybody. We are gonna vote because me not stop talk about it because we have to give this man credit. I think it's a great thing that I've seen. I've seen over 5 or 6 governors here since I've been here in the Central Florida, Donna. You have seen them as well because we've been here about the same time. And so this is one of the biggest and most law or things that will pass to affect every class, every race. And so I like the idea that everyone will benefit tremendously from this tax break for property tax. So everybody on a plan to vote November. Let's get out and vote for it.
Yes, currently the tax exemption only applies to 100% disabled veterans.
Yeah.
So that will extend it. So, all right. We always have to give little tidbits and so forth. Now you see we've got our beautiful queen. That's Empress is really she's higher than queen. That is with us tonight. And Davonie Green. She's gonna tell us a little bit about herself, and we're talking today about the Marcus Garvey Music Fest that is coming up on August 15, um, 3 to 9 p.m. actually at the Ross Day, Clermont, in Clermont. And, when you mentioned we still have time. I know Louis, you was talking about the Ocala,
Yes.
um, you
Third
know,
festival.
Dirt
so
Yeah.
Fest.
that's something too that we like to, help to promote our community partners.
Hmm.
So, but tonight it's all about the Marcus Garvey Music Fest. So, welcome,
Very good.
Tavani. And
Welcome. Welcome,
and
man.
and tell us a little bit about you. You're new to our show, to the Central Florida area.
Yes. First I want to say thank you for having me and, the African Culture School as well as Ites of Life Music, really want to say thank you for platforming us in this way. We sincerely appreciate that. Um, I also want to congratulate you on your platform and the work that you're doing. I've tuned into a number of your programs, and you are centering conversations around some very, challenging topics. And I really want to say it's very impressive, and I wish you continued success.
Amen
Um,
to that.
Thank you. We've been doing it since 2020.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's a big deal. I'm really, really impressed with what I'm hearing. So yeah, I'll be, continuing to stay tuned.
Thank you.
So my name is Davonie Green, and I'm someone that's really passionate about moving the culture forward. Um, I'm someone that is passionate about championing healthy ways of thinking, progress, and, maintaining healthy cultural values. I am a mental health therapist. I have a Bachelor of Science degree from the University of South Florida, and I have a Master of Science degree in clinical mental health counseling from Florida International University. So my primary job is I function as a mental health therapist. So I don't do the face-to-face counseling anymore. That was earlier on in my career. But I still work with the population that suffers and struggles with mental health and substance abuse issues. So that's kind of my, primary 9 to 5.
So now that we know that that's what you do too, we have quite a few mental health talk here.
I know. I tuned into the one on men's mental health and
Oh.
was very curious about that. So I watched that. I'm also an author.
Hey,
So
nice.
yes, I wrote a book. Sorry, Mr.
How
Lewis?
many? How many books?
Just one.
Good
Just
start.
one. Just one. Many people ask me, am I going to write again? And I'm like, I'm not certain. I just haven't felt inspired, So when that time comes, it comes, and if it doesn't, then that's fine. But I wrote this book about domestic violence, but it's written in a thriller format, a mystery. And I wrote that during the pandemic, because during the pandemic, there was an epidemic of violence against women. And I felt compelled, to talk about that issue. Um, of course, I am a mother and I am a Rastafarian woman, and I am indeed a Pan-African. So I will leave it there.
Amen. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Very good.
Thank you. So, I'm here to talk about the Marcus Garvey Music Fest that is happening, as you rightly said, Auntie Donna. It's happening at Ras State in
Mhm.
Clermont, Florida on August 15th, which is, around the birthday of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Um, so if I can just rattle on, but if there are any questions you'd like to ask, please, go ahead. But Marcus Garvey, a lot of times people ask, why have a festival about Marcus Garvey? And my response is, why not? He is the biggest Pan-African, the biggest leader of any Black movement, that we can really think of.
Absolutely,
Um,
yes. I agree.
Right.
Mhm.
So why not center a festival around someone that believes in Black unity, that believes in self-reliance, that believes in economic sustainability among ourselves? I think those are excellent philosophies to center, a festival or a school around. So that's why we're naming the festival after him. In fact, this is the fourth installment of the festival. So Ras Wiedemeyer, the African Culture School, and the Ites, they were the pioneers. I'm just coming on now, and they've really felt confident in me to allow me to be their public relations person and, to engage with media in this sort of way.
And
Excellent.
and you
Excellent.
mentioned so yeah, they sent you to be the representative, but yeah, so who sits behind the company?
So the African Culture School and Ites of Life Music. So the African Culture School is an institution that was established some years ago. The co-founder is one of the organizers for the Marcus Garvey Fest, right? Ras Wiedemeyer. And, that school basically is there to champion the youth and encourage, civic leadership, entrepreneurship, and of course, African and cultural values. So that those are basically the tenets of the school and what their goals are. And Andy Ites is a Rastafarian musician. He's a reggae artist. So they partnered together, and Marcus Garvey Music Fest was born.
Wow. I wish they could have made it. It would be nice to, to hear from them, but I know
Yes,
you are you know everything, and they're very comfortable with you.
I know enough.
I love the mission of what they're doing too, because we need that, right? We need the for our youth, our young boys and girls or young men and women, we do really need that encouragement. And I've always looked at the Rastafarian community as a good role model. I mean, if you look at, and I'm talking about true Rastafarian community, not people just, because you see somebody with dreads does not mean that they even adopt that. But what they stand for is incredible. Sometimes I ask myself, I'm like, am I? becoming Rastafarian because it's just the belief of love and gratitude, I think, is the forefront.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
that's pretty much what I am about and love it. And I think if we use that base, love and gratitude, and even the Bible comes right back to love being number one in commandment. So I think if we stayed right there in love and gratitude, I mean, you cannot go wrong. So to teach that to our children young, I think is important. So as a nonprofit organization, I know founder, I would love to connect more and do joint collaborations with that, with your organization on that level too.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for me, I will start with a quote from Marcus Messiah Garvey, and I want to confirm what you had said, Ms. Green, that he's one of the biggest, he's the first that start this Black consciousness movements before anybody else did. He is the father of righteousness and consciousness and making us aware of who we are and what we can do and what we can become and who we are as a people. So
Hmm.
I'll start with a quote from him that I try to repeat to everyone that comes into my reach that I can speak something positive to. Marcus Garvey said something so profound, so deep, that every time you said it, it takes you back somewhere. And what he said, as I quote, that we people must educate ourselves to the knowledge of our soul. Now, when you really listen and take that in as deep as you can, it tells you something and how we're not teaching our kids about these things, how we have not heard these comments or these things about Marcus Garvey, what he has said, because he has some of the most profound speech, but we don't hear them. It's like people are not telling about Marcus Garvey. And I'm very glad to see that there's an organization that is on the forefront spreading his news and his message. I happened to met Ras Maya about a year ago. I think we were involved with it. We came by and we did some interview here in the studio. And so I commend you guys for continuing this movement. And whatever we can do here at the network, listen, no cost. We will market you. Just come on
Thank
board
you.
and we are glad to be part because all of us are Marcus Garvey. I am Marcus Garvey. We
Yes,
all are what Marcus Garvey stood for, stand for. Yes, some of us is in our lower self, but when we get to the mid and going up high into ourself, we breathe and speak Marcus Garvey. And I'm very, very glad just to have you guys here who are putting that. I wonder every day we need to get a petition to petition Jamaican government to make sure you are teaching Marcus Garvey principles and teaching in school. Why are we not doing that? I don't know. So this is something as an educational part of your business. We would love to join with you and just talk and spread the word out there. Marcus Garvey his philosophy must be taught in our Jamaican school. Our kids would be much, much bigger, better as individual if they go back to the principles of Marcus Garvey.
I concur wholeheartedly. And, when I think about the legacy of Marcus Garvey, I was reading that Kwame Nkrumah, the first
Mhm.
president of Ghana, he said of all the literary works that he's ever read, can you imagine of all the literary works, everything
Mhm.
combined in the world that he's probably read, and he's a very, intellectual
Yes,
person. He
yes,
himself wrote, I think, 12 books. So
yes.
this is not an ordinary person. And he said of all the literature that he's read, the philosophies and opinions of Marcus Garvey was the most impactful for him.
Of
So,
course, I agree.
can you imagine a world
Mhm.
leader on that scale saying that in the 1960s?
Mhm.
So, these are just some of the reasons. And when we're talking about teaching the principles, his philosophies in the Jamaican curriculum, that is something I would go down and have a conference for tomorrow. It is
Mhm.
absolutely needed, especially in this time
Yes.
when we have so much violence, within the community, debauchery, indecency. I think that it is needed, more than anything else. So I would definitely like to be a part of that movement. Miss Donna, if you want to lead that movement,
Well,
I'll be your lieutenant.
I'm already in the schools in Kingston and connected with some principals, and really I have a program called Slay, which means speak life about you.
Okay.
And I was in Turks and Caicos last year. I was in Jamaica, the schools, and I'm working on the Bahamas, but being able to go into schools and teach young people to speak life about you, because a lot of times growing up as children, you don't have anybody to speak life about you. You have to learn.
Yes.
And it all rolls into that higher consciousness because our identity was stolen,
Hmm.
by the colonizers. So we're not operating at full capacity. We think we are, but we're not. And because when a man's identity is hidden, you're not, right? So we have to go back to learning about higher consciousness, about self-love, self-esteem, self-respect, self-worth. And those are the things that we see that's gone right, like just off
Hmm.
the chart, right?
Hmm.
Lack of these things in communities in the Caribbean, in Jamaica, and right here in Central Florida. So it's important to teach this movement really all around the world. And
Yeah.
I think the concept and the ideology of what the Rastafarian community stands for, again, love, gratitude, peace,
Equal
we
rights.
need it. We
Mm.
need it. It's needed actually in the White House
Everywhere. Everywhere. That is so true. Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Equal
because
rights and
they
justice.
don't understand it, right? And it's a heart
Mhm.
thing. So that's the thing. It's a heart thing. So it's like something is missing. And sometimes when we see mankind doing all this turmoil and all of this, they're looking for love in all the wrong places. They're thinking it's land. They're thinking it's just, acquiring more and more, but it's a heart thing. And
Mm.
that is why we as a people, I believe, for all the centuries of oppression, we're still able to love and to express gratitude despite the hundreds of years of oppression.
Mhm. Indeed.
So we are a unique people, and but we need to also kind of to bring in the misguided and remind people of their identity, of they are co-creators. We are all co-creator. We have the creator, and then we are co-creator of our minds, our hearts, our soul. So, um, before I not go into mindset,
Yeah, I really just want to say those things that you're talking about, I think we've been very uh what's the word I want to use? We're targeting those things. So the theme of the festival is unity in diversity, right? So certainly you don't have to, adorn yourself with dreadlocks to come
right?
to the festival. You don't need to be you could be a Christian, you could be a Muslim. We welcome everyone. It's an event for everyone. It's not really just about entertainment, and if you will permit me to say,
Of
we
course.
we will be awarding, Miss Donna Morton Morgan as a part of the festival. Yes, so congratulations, sister.
Thank you, thank
That
you.
Yes.
exactly. So
Big up, big up, big up.
because
Big up, Donna. Excellent. Good job.
Honored, very honored.
we we recognize in line in the same vein of Marcus Garvey, we recognize community leaders that are making an impact. Marcus Garvey was one of the biggest entrepreneurs. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He had factories where he was making black dolls. He was making shoes. A lot of
Yes.
people don't know these things.
And
He
three
had
star line and three
the
ships.
Black Star Line, right?
Strength map,
The
yes.
Negro World, which was his newspaper.
Mhm.
So we want to honor and we want to recognize entrepreneurship within the community. So that's one of the features of the festival. Um, and again, it's not just about the music. We have about 16 different performing artists. Yes, you're going to walk away feeling, you know, um, uh,
Irene.
fun and excited, but at the same time, you're going to be nourished. We have a guest speaker all the way from Ghana. His name is Raskashawn Myers, and he will be talking about the legacy of Marcus Garvey, as well as agricultural sustainability and entrepreneurship and stuff like that. So, it's also an educational um, platform we're putting out there. So it's not just about entertainment, but
Mhm.
education as well. We're involving health and wellness. We have the American Muslim Clinic that will be having a tent where they're going to be offering health screenings. So if you want a blood pressure check, that will be available to you, a diabetes check and some other things, they'll probably provide brief education and stuff like that. So it's a wholesome program. I really want everyone to come out and enjoy themselves. And we could talk some more about, some of the other activities, but I really want to emphasize that it's a complete program that we're putting forward for the community. So it's not just the jump up and the ray,
Right.
which that'll be fun too,
A community event. Uh,
Correct.
very
Correct.
good. Awesome.
Tell us about the artist that's going to be there.
Yes, absolutely. So the headliner, as you know, is Luton Fire, one of our, very popular reggae icons. So he'll be headlining the event. His daughter will be performing as well, so we'll be introduced to her. And we have Ras Wiedemeyer, whom you know is a dub poet, so which I feel like is sort of a dying art form. I couldn't tell when last I've heard like a dub
Mhm,
poet.
mhm.
Mhm.
I think the last dub poet I heard was probably Linton Kwesi Johnson from England.
Mhm.
But so yeah, he'll be performing a couple of his poems. And let's see who else we have. We have Ainique, um, Esau, One Journey, and we have tons of local performing artists. We have Culture, who not only is he performing, but he's a part of the organizing team, and he's doing a wonderful job on the behind scenes. So big up yourself, Culture, if you're listening.
And is
Um,
there a ban? What ban are you guys using for the
so
for
yes,
performance?
Luton Fire and Andy Ites and Shayna, I think, will be performing on a live band. I think it's called the Rhythm Rebel Band. But for the other artists, it'll be on tracks.
Okay, okay. Very good. So it's a combination of
It's a
live and
combination,
performance.
exactly. And it's a variety of genre. You have the roots reggae, we have the dub poetry, a little bit of more
A little
um
bit of everything.
a little bit of everything. Yeah, some sisterings there, Cindy and Dee, Miscellaneous. I think you
Mhm.
might be familiar with
Yeah.
Miscellaneous. So you
Mhm.
know the type of vibe she brings, that kind of New York,
Mhm.
neo soul type of vibe. So it's a real mix of everything. It's gonna be a real treat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. Very good. Looking
Looking
forward.
forward.
That sounds like a plan. Good plan.
Yes, indeed.
Tell us,
And
tell us,
mhm.
and tell us where again, and then also where can people find out or follow the
Oh,
organization?
yes. So again, the event is taking place at Ras State in Clermont, Florida,
State Farm.
9117 Jack Underwood Road, Clermont, Florida. And it's August 15th. And let's see, what was the other part of the
His
question?
Facebook
birthday is going to
handles?
be on the 17th. Marcus Garvey
Yes,
birthday
his birthday is on the
17th.
17th.
So
Yes. So
good
we try to do it as close as
Yes,
possible to
yes.
his
Good
birthday.
plan. Good
Yeah.
plan.
Mhm.
Mhm. Excellent. Excellent. One more quote for me from Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey wrote, "You at this time can only be destroyed by yourself from within and not from without. You have reached the point where the victory is to be won from within and can only be lost from within," says Marcus Garvey. And so we really enjoy the fact you guys make a commercial, send it to us. We here at CRRFM, we all love Marcus Garvey. We talk to him every day. I check him, he called me, I call him up. Wagwan Marcus, everything good with you. We stay in touch all the time, linking him through his words, that he left. It's like a phone call away. When you see Marcus Garvey, it's like a phone call away. It should be deep in your soul. Everything that he said come from within. And so I love the brother. So I am just excited about your event.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes, I appreciate
And
that.
man.
that's why I said, we've got to have them on, and we've been sharing it on Caribbean American Diaspora.
Yes.
I can share it too on your page, Louis. I just didn't want to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Um, but you
Yes.
can find them also. I know they've just created a Facebook page called Marcus Garvey. Well, that's a Marcus Garvey Music Fest.
Hmm.
Um, is there another Facebook page?
I'm not, I think that's it, but we have the Instagram,
Oh, okay.
just type in Marcus Garvey Music Fest and it should come up, or the
Yes.
African Culture School, and you could follow us there too.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So we'll be sharing the flyer. We are honored to have you guys as a community partner with us, and we're looking forward anytime it is that we see people depositing hope, goodness, higher consciousness. We're all for it.
Thank you again
Absolutely.
for having me. Thank
Thank
you.
you guys
Yeah,
for doing it. It's a great thing. For those of you who are just joining us, as before we wrap up, this is the Caribbean Diaspora Vibes. We thank you for listening. But I want to remind, because some people may or may not know, that Marcus Garvey was exonerated about 2, 3 years ago through the Biden government. And again, credit is due. There are so many presidents that passed and did not do anything, including our own Barack Obama, who looks like us. He didn't do anything. And no, I'm not afraid to speak. So we really want to give credit to Joe Biden for taking those petitions. We run, Donna, we were involved. We encourage people to go and sign the petition.
Hmm.
I signed, and I hope my signature was part of that winning victory. And so, for those of you, look up Marcus Garvey, because at one time, we Jamaican was very, very much ashamed of him because the fact that he was deported and he was
Hmm.
labeled a crook or whatever the case they call him here, deportee or whatever. So we want to let the young people know, the mindset of the young people need to get back into Marcus Garvey principle and not the negative that was put on him, because these things was put on him because of who he was, and the thing that he brought to the table, giving us self-pride and self-consciousness. I want to also big up all our Black American brothers who take him to that next level
Yes,
when he
yes.
started here, because it was not us as Jamaican. It was not us as Caribbean people.
True.
We look and scorn him. But
hmm
the Black Americans, they also need to get credit by taking what Marcus Garvey brought here and, and spread it all over. The pride that they had. We must talk about that. The pride that these Black Americans had when Marcus Garvey was marching around in his suit and talking about, listen, this is, we need a flag. As Black people, we need our own flag. As Black people, we need our own identity. My goodness, I thank you, my Black Americans, for taking them to that next level. I know we all know, agree to the fact that he died and he left. I also want to take publicly thanks to Siaga, the Prime Minister, the Labour Party Prime Minister of Jamaica. A lot of people, we don't give credit, Donna, to people who have done things. Do you know it was after the death, after he died on the street, homeless, according to the history, what we know in England? It was the Prime Minister at the time, I think he was Finance Minister,
Mhm.
Siaga, Prime Minister Siaga, he became Prime. He was the one who took his money and went to England and bring him back and give him a safe and good burial and bring back the pride into Marcus Garvey, and so that he becomes the first national hero of Jamaica. This brother, Edward Siaga, must be credited for those things, and we don't. We as a people, we don't give credit, and I want to make sure. I don't deal with this man, never dealt with him. I just know he was a prime minister of Jamaica, but we must, in this instance, shout out these men who have done great things for us.
And you know, Louis, in Ghana, when we were in Ghana a couple years back, they honor, respect Marcus Garvey, their
Yeah,
schools, etc.
yes.
Marcus Garvey school tours as part of the Ghana
Mhm.
tours. So
They love him over
they
there.
absolutely love him.
Adore him over there. That
Hmm.
is correct. That is correct. Big
Yeah.
up. Big up, big up.
Yeah, man. All right, everyone, we want to say thank you again for joining us on another edition of Caribbean Diaspora Vibes. Be blessed.
Amen.
One
Thank you,
love,
guys.
one
One love.
community.
See you
Miss
soon.
Green,
Thank
it's
you.
a pleasure. I look forward to see you on the first, right?
Yes, yes, I'm excited. Yes,
I'll
yes.
be coming up there early, and hopefully I can take a busload of people come hang out in the
Tell
park.
us about
Yes.
the first, Louis, just in case.
Huh?
Tell us about the first, real quick.
Well, let me play the commercial. Let me just play the commercial real quick for everybody, since we have it here. And before we get off, let's play that color commercial for everyone to get a
And it's
chance.
probably Davonie's voice.
Huh?
No, that I didn't record that
Oh,
one,
you
but the
didn't
one
record.
for our festival I did. Yeah.
Let's play that one for him.
Because you will be emceeing that.
Presents Ocala Jerk Fest, a Jamaica pre-independence celebration showcasing the best of the best authentic Caribbean food trucks and vendors. August 1, 2026, 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. at the Livestock Pavilion, 2232 Northeast Jacksonville Road, Ocala, Florida. Enjoy superb Caribbean cuisine and celebrate Jamaica's independence. Live entertainment and a whole lot more on stage. Reggae superstars Glenn Washington, Everton Blender, Anthony Malcolm, and the College Country artist Noah Hutton.
Good line.
Tickets at caribtix.com. Call 757-329-8490 for more info. Park proceeds go to Ocala Veterans Helping Veterans. Sponsors Honda of Ocala and Wilco Electric Ocala Jerk Fest. August 1. Don't miss it.
All right.
Big event. Love it.
Yeah, man. All right, everyone. Thank you,
Thank you, guys.
Empress.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
evening.
Okay, bye. Take care, guys. Bye.
Blessings.
Yes, yes. As we continue